emociones. Hi everyone. Emociones. Con mis emociones. We are going to perform an attack to the forest. Is an active dictionary machine. Como van, hijo? Let me get the music. Um, so this machine is an Active Directory machine. The name is Forest and is from Hack the Box. I perform a couple of PDF about how to perform. I make it this PDF about how to perform an access to the Active Directory of this machine. Um, Another one about how to obtain or perform the privilege escalation process from the normal user to system authority system user. So we are going to start. The machine is ready at this moment. The open ports there are this one. So inside of the streaming, we are going to create a directories, and inside of nmap, I'm going to execute this scanning for the recognition of the server. So during this process, the first steps is review an open port at LDAP that allow a bind LDAP search, yeah, to this IP without authentication. We don't need that. This is the bind path that is inside of HubDevox.local. This data is obtained for the nmap recognition. So without authenticated, we can bind and obtain the data of the Active Directory. So the first one is grep about the DNs. We can sort it unique yes. There are the users stored at the LDAP of the Active Directory. So we need to find the users that contain SVC type, because it's the prefix of SVC is the prefix of a service. Yeah, usually these users, there are the service user at the Windows machines or Windows domains controller. So how can I do at this point? This is the LDAP. This is the domain hackthebox.local, and it's the default site. So it's possible try to obtain the get pn users. So locate get pn users, yeah, and this one should be the domain hackthebox.local. The name of the user is VC Alfresco. And what more? The DC IP it's the IP of the Active Directory. Um, Finally, we said no pass. Yes. Yeah, this is the Kerberos ticket, and it's possible uh, try to crack it in order to obtain the credentials of the user. So you should know that the Kerberos is the default software that Active Directory use for obtain ticketing in order to access to authorized application or domains or computers inside of the domain controller. So for this reason, when a pre-authenticated user like this, like SVC of Alfresco, um, request a ticket, return hash value with NTML-v2 version 2 hash SVC Alfresco. Yes, cat SVC Alfresco. Cat hash SVC Alfresco, and at this point, with this ticket, we are going to perform hash SVC Alfresco, and it say this is the reason that I'm looking for. Why? Why? Because maybe because Vim this one, I'm not sure, but the default password is disliked by this user. Let me check here. Echo this hash John the Reaper hash. Yeah, right now maybe it's wrong copy and paste. So this user SVC Alfresco contain this password service. Why we can do this? Because it's a pre-authenticated user that because it's a required at the let me see, Alfresco installation Kerberos. So it says setup. So Active Directory Kerberos is Active Directory. Installation setup authentication sync, maybe one of them. So so let me check at my documentation. what is this? Uh, uh, um, uh, Active Directory, process service, latest config, authenticate, alfresco, docs, alfresco. This is process, services, latest, config, authenticated. Yeah, this one is that I want. LDAP and Active Directory. So configuring 1, 2, 3. At the point, let me see. Do not require Kerberos authentication. Do not require it. Yes, it's this one. So when you configure the user for single sign-on between Active Directory and Alfresco, it says you that don't not require the account never expired, and select the enable do not require Kerberos authentication option. For this reason, when you ask to Kerberos for a new ticket for this user, return this hash. So this hash, if the credentials are not stronger, could be cracked like this one. So using evil WinRM, we can access with service password and use SBC Alfresco to the target IP that is let me check what is the IP. This one. I write, but the credentials is service like this. Yeah. So who am I? SBC Alfresco. We are inside of the target system. So at this point, we start with the privilege escalation step. During the privilege escalation step, we can perform system info. Yes. So during the privilege escalation step, I prefer put this one upper. Yep. Inside, for example, of data. Yes. Here. I'm going to locate for Bloodhound home Python. Yes. Here, with this tool, we are going to extract all the data in order to analyze it about the user groups, privilege, capabilities inside of the domain. So the user for connection is our previous user is BC Alfresco, and the credentials are service. Finally, we put GC forest dot hackthebox dot local. The flag C is we want all the service. Finally, the service, yeah, the IP of the target machine is this one. So with this command, we are going to extract all the data of the forest. It says that has 32 users and 76 groups. So this is the querying computer, and this is the forest. So let me show you this. This is the users, and right now here um, we need to start a couple of services that I don't remember. The first one is service. Let me history grep need for Neo for Java. Yeah. Um, so mm, is maybe sudo Neo for Java console. Yes. This start Forest, a new web server that allow us start. Let me split it. Bloodhound. Yes. The try to entry. Uh, Let me. This is my previous session. Clear all sessions. Clear sessions. And clear database. Clear database. Clear database. Yeah. So all the data uh, was cleared. And right now we only need open the folder of this is streaming streaming, yeah, is this one, and inside of this we are looking for forest, and inside of that data we have these files. They are JSON files with the content of the domain. So we are uploading. Clear, we're finished. Yes. So at this point we can require an analysis for this kind of user, because our initial user, our target user, Pounded, is this kind of AS rip rows table user. So this is our user, this is the starting point, and this set mark as owned. Yeah, set initial point. So in node info we can find all information about this user. So the group memberships of this user are 9 inherited. So we are going to review it. Sorry, we are going to review it. This is the initial user. So each user belongs to service account users and domain users. So this is the same. To do this, inside of this we can perform net users. Inside of net users, maybe net user SBC al fresco. Yeah, this is the logon hours allowed, domain user, service accounts. So we can perform net net users SBC al fresco domain. If we perform who am I priv uh, who am I priv, we found the privilege name and description inside of net groups. We can perform net groups domain domain, yeah, and SVC alfresco so let me check. Yeah, net group, no, net user group. Net user, net group name, username. Net group name, username. Net group name, net group name, username. So we can perform net group SVC alfresco groups SVC SHL available typing. The group name could not be found. Yeah. So service account so with service account compile clone Chantress system group policy service accounts is this one. Yes, the member is the user SVC alfresco. So if we continue, this domain users has a lot of members, for example. Domain users has a lot of users. One of them is to SVC alfresco. So what is the idea of this? Privilege account contain the service group account contain the privilege account, and this account contain the accounts operator. Accounts operator local admin rights of we can set at account operator, yeah, node info. We can say we have a user that has this role. So what can we do with this role? So enrolled members is account operators, privilege account, service account. This is my user. Perfect. So outbound control rights. The meaning of outbound control rights is the users that belong to this account user. What can do or perform, what capabilities has at the operative system. So this is very good because let us enter priorities on the exchange permissions, Windows hack the boss, exchange Windows permissions. Yeah, this is our target, and the users that belong to accounts operator, that is the group that our user belong, are able to exchange Windows permissions. How? Writing a ACL, a directive policy inside of the target Hackthebox local, that is our target server. So it seems that our user can write ACLs uh, inside of the service. Okay, so this is our user that has a service account. This service account has inherited permission of privileged IT accounts, and these belong to accounts operators, and finally exchange Windows operation. So the accounts operators allow us create any users without admin privilege. So the exchange Windows permissions allow us create ACLs at Hack the Boss local. So what is the privilege escalation? Create a new user and edit a new ACL at Hack the Box local. The new ACL, of course, grant permission of administrator to the new user at the domain controller. So we are going to create a new user and provide permissions of administrator. This is the idea. Now we are going to perform the privilege escalation. Okay, we are inside, and the first one is create a new user. How can we create net user? We can create a Fonzie user with the credentials Fonzie.123 4 1 2 3, and this one is perfect. So add a new user in the domain, and right now we create a new user in the domain. So we are going to net groups domain. We want to include it in exchange group, but this is with fine string. Yes. So with exchange Windows permissions, we can manage. Let me show you again. We can manage the ACLs. So we are going to provide exchange permissions to the new user. So perfect. We can do net group sorry, exchange Windows permission. To the Fonzie user and additive DD. So the user just belong to this group. So another one is remote management users. So net group domain, find string, remote, net group domain is manage is where is it? Net group domain. Yes, but this is not. Sorry. What happened here? With I'm going to show you with the accounts operator capability of SVC. We can create new users and assign privilege. So one of them is manage user. So this privilege it's not at the domain. This privilege it's at local machine. So there are a difference between the groups of the domain at the local machine. So local group find string remote. Local groups not local, sorry, is local group, yeah, like this. So this is remote management user. Remote management user is going to be assigned to the net local group to the user Fonzie, so add perfect. So right now we can do net user Fonzie, and this is the user Fonzie that belong to remote management user and exchange domain users. So but this is bad because remote management users, no, it's good, is the description that is not right. So at this point our new user is ready to perform the ACL. The ACL should be provided by the SVC Alfresco users, but could be do it by Fonzie user too. At this point, it's possible to perform Evil Wim RM to Fonzie 123, yes, to this IP config is this one with user Fonzie and credential Fonzie.123 exclamation. Yeah, so who am I? This is our new user. That who am I? All. Who am I? All. Yes. This is the groups that our new user belong. So built-in, this is the local remote management users. There are the local users. Yeah, this is the local users of at the operating system. And when we do net Fonzie domain net user Fonzie domain, we found that it belongs to this new user, to this new group. So we are going to write the ACL. For use it, I'm going to search for Power View for PowerShell. Locate Power View PS1. It's inside of this one, for example, and CP this one to scripts. Perfect. So inside of this could be here. No, it's under. Yes, and this one could be here too. So right now, inside of scripts, we have the Power View. So we can upload a new web server. Maybe this user can write in its own directory. So I want invoke to PowerShell. Inside of PowerShell, this is a PowerShell. Invoke expression inside this new object web client, yes, and download a string from my attacker machine that has the IP. Let me check it. If config this one of the VPN, HTTP at port 9090. We want the Power View script that is directly loaded at the memory of the PowerShell without stored in the disk. So it seems that there are an error. New object ex new object is like web client, cannot find web client. Net is net, the .net, yeah, like this, yeah, is just download it and at our memory in this machine. So we need create a pass for the user. Is an object of convert of .NET convert to secure string, convert to secure string. This one is fonzie.123 exclamation as plain text force. It's a convert to is not recognized. Convert to, like this. So the pass is a system secure string with our credentials. So right now dollar credentials is equal a new object of system system management automation PS credentials. So it's another object of class of .NET that you can find at internet, and we say that HackTheBoss domain is for the user. This is a tuple, a double value, no, a tuple value with the name and the pass. So the credentials is another object that contains the name and pass. $cred is a username that is Fonzie and a secure string password that we need use for final create the ACL. So add object ACL object ACL with principal identity is Fonzie menos credential $cred. We won't give rights rights of this is sync. Okay, this is sync is the rights membership that allow user synchronize and obtain data for the domain controller. So Fonzie at this moment can connect to the domain controller and synchronize the data. So the data that we want to synchronize is the process data of LSASS that contains the hash and TLMs of the users. So in order to perform this, we are looking for secrets dump.py is secrets dump. I think is like this. No, secrets pipe grep dump. So secrets dump. Oh, locate secrets pipe grep py dot py pipe grep dump. This one is the in packet is secrets dumps dot py. So let me check. My in packet version, my lasted in packet version is this one. So I can do Python 3 to this one with the target IP. This is the user, and the target IP was ipconfig. This is the IP address. This one. So we only need dump it. The credential is Fonzie.123 exclamation. So voila, this is the stored credentials of LSASS process the domain controller. So the most important value of this is this domain user administrator that contains this NTLM hash that we are going to use for perform pass the hash exec locate no history pipe grep yeah with Python 3 we can use home Kali in packet build scripts psexec administrator the target IP minus hashes that contain this one hashes yeah hashes and the IP of the system is this one added to logon invalid after either bad username authentication administrator so let me check it say that it's a bad logon but I'm not sure why hashes the IP is this one so voila who am I with path the hash authority system who am I all there are the information of local privilege at the target IP so we can perform all that we want system info at the Active Directory it's a common way to access privilege escalation of Active Directory but there are many other kinds of attacks that I should practice such as I don't know responder or Kraken NLTM v version 2 tickets or hashes golden ticket silver ticket and so on I hope that you learn I think that I can put in below to the after or yes after the video the links of the above PDFs because it could be helpful for the people that won't perform this matching I hope that you learn and this is all enjoy see you